This edition of Mac Voices is supported by MacStock Conference and Expo and the Midwest Mac Barbecue in Woodstock, Illinois on July 16 and 17. A weekend of great tech presentations and discussions, and barbecue on top of it all. Get a look at the all-star speaker roster and register at macstock2016.com. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is Mac Voices at NAB in Las Vegas. Folks, this is a little bit of a different camera angle because I want to call your attention to what's going on behind me and above me. This is Peter of ProPrompter, and he's going to tell us all about it. Peter, good to see you.
Hi, Chuck. Good to see you. Thank you very much.
So what's hovering over me?
So what we have here is an iPad mini, but it's running our ProPrompter Studio app, and this is something that we've done for 15 years now. So we actually came out with the first apps for iPhone and then later iPad and made it a universal app. ProPrompter Studio is the latest generation so that you can actually run multiple cameras with multiple prompters in sync. So if I have 3 iPads and I have 1 iPhone or a Bluetooth remote, I can control all 3 of them in sync for a live shot.
That's more than a little impressive.
Thank you very much. We do all of our own stuff, and of course, we're in Oregon. Rains all the time, so what else are we going to do, right?
So if you're syncing these, how are we doing this? Over a local Wi-Fi signal?
Yes, what we're doing is Wi-Fi peer-to-peer, and it's a nice lock, so there is no bumping off for any Wi-Fi congestion on that. So it's nice and solid. You have to realize that we have worked in the business for so long, and primarily on the Apple side, that B&H, when you go on to their site and you search in teleprompters, our ProPrompter Pro 2 Mobile is the #1 teleprompter 5 years in a row. And that's because we put a lot of our own engineering into all of this stuff. We don't farm out anything to anyone else. We make it all right there in Oregon.
Well, now, in looking at this, and for my audience, of course, some of the professional prompters are a bit of overkill, but this is something anyone can afford. But I love the idea that I can put one of these in front of talent, in front of the camera. They flub up, so I can remotely scroll it back for them and start over.
Exactly. You can rack back if you put an asterisk in your script, because you know the talent is going to make a mistake, no matter who they are. Because if you put an asterisk in there, then all you have to do is I'm going to stop it right here, and then I just hit back, and there's the previous asterisk, and I'm rolling again. Now I can do that with the remote or an iPhone or another iPad to control that. Vice versa. So it's all nice and easy. It's called ProPrompter Studio. It's $14.99 in the iTunes App Store.
As far as getting these scripts in, do I have to compose them in ProPrompter Studio, or can I just import them?
Absolutely. You can import them, text-only files. You can create it in there, or you can import them, and you can do all the editing and everything that you would do in a normal piece of software, high-end software we're talking about, on any laptop, Windows or Mac. And it's all right there in the app.
Do I have the ability to color code things within the text so that, say, different talent is seeing different things?
No, not yet. But what you can do is make little indicators in there for various different talent. You just can't color code them yet.
Okay, so you can put their name up there and you're supposed to say this, I'm supposed to say that. Very nice, very nice. You also have something here, and I'll cut some B-roll in, showing a prompter on a MacBook Pro.
Yes, yeah.
Tell me about that a little.
Yeah, that one is called ProPrompter Desktop. And ProPrompter Desktop actually was born out of our first one called See Eye to Eye. It was for all of us who were doing video chats, and we were all looking down at the screen rather than looking at the person in the eye, which means you have to look into the camera lens. So ProPrompter Desktop evolved out of that, so now you can look directly into the lens if you're doing a video conference with someone, a consultation, or whatever. That you're more genuine if you're looking someone in the eye rather than I'm looking down at you like this. But we added the component of teleprompter in there. So we added either our app, because you can run it on a MacBook or an iPad or an iPhone, or you can run it on your iPad Air or MacBook Pro, whatever you want to do. And that way you can actually record something if you're doing a sales presentation. If you're doing some sort of consultation, or you're doing some sort of legal deposition, and you want to get the wording absolutely right, or at least bullet points in there, and you can run it with that. We even tell people, go to our site and use freeprompter.com. It's free. And you can run it on that, and run it on your laptop, and run it on your iPad.
this is one of those things that, I don't think most folks understand just how important a teleprompter of whatever description can be. And the fact that you're right, when you're looking at a screen, you're usually looking away from the camera, so you look like you're not looking people in the eye. That's a great solution.
Well, we're all using FaceTime and Skype these days, constantly. I mean, whether it's to connect with grandchildren or loved ones, to doing consultations and business presentations, to even interviews. Job interviews are now conducted over Skype and FaceTime. So
it's a different world.
It is a different world.
What does that go for?
That one goes for $395 here at the show. Normally it's $495, but it's aircraft aluminum. It's also aluminum infused beam splitter glass, 60/40 beam splitter, and it's all adjustable. So you can adjust it for your iPad, you can adjust it for your MacBook Air, you can adjust it for your MacBook Pro or your desktop, your full-size iMacs.
And of course, this is ProPrompter Studio in the App Store, as you said.
ProPrompter Studio in the App Store for $14.99.
Peter, thanks so much for the time.
You, Chuck, very much. I appreciate it.
Folks, we'll have more from NAB in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the MacVoices blog. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the MacVoices Dispatch, to stay up to date on all the latest MacVoices news from our front page or at MacVoices.com/newsletter. Do more with your Apple tech by subscribing to the free MacVoices magazine on Flipboard by visiting MacVoices.com/magazine. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.